I do, folks. How you doing? Just a quick one. I thought I'd jump on here and talk about delusions. Because there are some deluded motherfuckers out there. Now, I think the biggest ones are the ones that are saying, "Wow, what a great time to be alive." Do you really believe it is? Is it really a great time to be alive? Um, Walking into the new world order, full of delusions, believing that you've got a handle on what's going on while you're falling for the theatrics and every twist and fucking turn. That's what I see. Everything's going to be okay. Yeah, milk tray man's coming swinging in to save your ass. Is it going to be okay? Is it a great time to be alive? I used to actually think that my generation was the luckiest generation. We'd got the period before all this bullshit, where we actually saw real life. We was out as children. We were let loose. The door opened. Get out. In fact, our parents used to literally kick us out. Get out. Go on, piss off. Go and do something. Go and cause chaos somewhere. And we did. We used to go out in the morning, and we didn't come back until night on the weekend. Anytime in the week we weren't at school, we were out. It was literally you run home, you get changed, you're forced to do your homework, and bang, you're out until you hear your mother scream you for you for some food, and then you go back and grab your food, and then you're back out again. Weekends, literally, you was out exploring the world. Seemed perfectly safe. I know there were bad things that happened occasionally, but not like in this day and age. Or does it really happen as we believe now? Or did they just make us believe that so they could tighten up control? All the all of the bad things that happen to the children now. I know there's a lot of people shouting for the children, but is it really for the children, or is that the MK Ultra? They've got to warp your ass and control you. Is it really happening? Yes, there are some things happening, but is it happening as you believe? Really? Really? Now, one thing that's close to my heart is cancer. As most people know, I help people with cancer. Now, one thing is a fact. The fear of cancer is far worse. Look how the hospitals treat you. You go in there. I mean, first of all, you have a biopsy, one of the most insulting treatments I could ever imagine. You literally got a bag of toxins, and there it goes, scratching the elbows. You got a bag of toxins, and they come and stick a needle in it and pop it, and that seeps into your bloodstream, gets around to your lymph nodes, and turns up somewhere else in your body. There's your metastasis. I'm no doctor, I'm chewing the fat here, but this is my opinion. And the doctors then tell you how long you've got left to live. So mentally, you start counting it down, and are you manifesting that shit? I would believe so. When I got told I got cancer, I actually laughed at the doctor, and I mean, he said to me, I don't think you understand how serious this is." I said, "Oh, I do. It's just typical. Don't worry, I'll sort it." And he thought I was nuts. I went away and I sorted it, and luckily, my practice run for when my wife got it, and when I got told she got 2 weeks left to live. Imagine telling somebody over the telephone. Telephone, literally, you can't come back in, they said, due to COVID. But you got 2 weeks left to live. But she is alive and well, due to intervention, obviously, of things that I'd learned, luckily. But the reality is, that's what they do. They tell people you've got 2 years to live, you've got 6 months to live, you've got 5 years to live. And then the people are counting it down and die pretty much around that time. Really? You think the doctors are that good at predicting? I know they see a lot of it, but in my opinion, only in my opinion, it's a man-made disease. It's created for population control, and boy, do they use it well. But they will tell you there's 1 in 2 people get cancer. Now, And everybody runs with this. And this is the problem. When the system tells you these numbers, you always run with this shit. You always believe this shit. And it's sad because one in two, they used to say 1 in 8 when I was a bit younger, and then 1 in 6, and then 1 in fucking 2 just suddenly appeared out of nowhere. And everybody believes this, and everybody goes around saying you're 1 in 2. 1 in 2 have cancer. Do they? Do they really? And I say to many, many people, go out of your front door, walk to the end of your garden, and have a good look up and down your street. How many houses are on your street? Say, let's average it out at 3 people in each house, just for shits and giggles. So there isn't a house on your street that hasn't got somebody with cancer in it, according to statistics. Do you believe that? Do you believe that? Really? 1 in 2? Think about it before you say it next. 1 in 2 people have cancer. Now, as I say, I absolutely know the severity of cancer. I deal with it every day. I've got somebody in the back room right now, sitting under a rife machine. The reality is, I am very, very well aware of how tragic and how terrible this has been, the scourge on the people that's been imposed on us. I'm absolutely convinced it's been imposed on us. Whether it is what one group of people believe or whether it's what another group of people believe, I believe it's been imposed on us, either through actually giving it to the people intentionally or hiding the cures intentionally. No, I wouldn't say that. Maybe just avoiding telling people what they could do, removing certain nutrients and things from the food that would naturally take care of it, and you wouldn't get it. Maybe maybe we're getting it through the processes of the foods and what's happening with the foods, be that things living and growing inside it, or whether that's just through the chemical compositions of what's put in it. Immaterial of why and what's. The reality is, can it be dealt with? Yes. Will the government accept it? No, because the system will actually put you in prison for dealing with it. If I came on here now and started telling people I can cure cancer, what's going to happen? The system would come and attempt to get me in prison the very, very best they could. And if not, what happens then? We've seen many, many people disappear, suicided. The system did a Clinton on them. Maybe. But shit happens to people that do good things around the world. Certainly gets smeared, their good name gets destroyed, as happens. But the reality is the system won't stand by idly while good people do good things. It just won't do it. And the people are deluded enough to believe the shite that comes out. And it just keeps happening over and over again. There's always shite coming out. There's always things going on. There's always an attack on us. It's been happening forever and ever. But yeah, you still got the people. What a great time to be alive. Someone's coming to save you. The milk tray man's coming swinging in and he's going to save your ass. It's all down to this hero worship, and it is bizarre. And we're seeing the hero worship at the minute in its infinite wisdom with the Trump and the Elon Musk. You know, these Satanists that you'll see them everywhere doing this and fucking doing that and doing all the other shite that they're doing. We know the Freemasonic. We absolutely know this. I mean, it was only a little while ago while Musk was sending a car up into the supposed space. Nobody, and he was questioned, did you do anything to it? No, it's exactly as it would have at the production line. Yeah, air in the tires. Well, what happens to air in a tire in a vacuum? You can just think about that for 1 second. What happens to air that's contained within something within a vacuum? I can tell you, it explodes. It literally explodes. There's no possibility. There's absolutely zero possibility that a car was even sent up there. and there's probably even less possibility that there's a fucking space. But we'll leave that for another argument. What was created in Hollywood basement? It's a funny old world. But people are fucked. People have been warped out of all recognition. AI is another good one because everybody's falling for it. Everybody's jumping. No, not everybody, but most people are jumping into it. Now, of all the people I know that are playing with AI, I only know one guy who's actually, from what I understand, knows what he's doing and is utilizing it for a purpose. I think many people are utilizing it for a purpose. And although I can't buy into AI, I can't get into it, I can't use it. I cannot. I just can't do this shit. But I don't actually begrudge the people that are quite as much as you would think if you know my mindset. Yeah, I'll call people dumb cunts every now and again, and well, every now and again, quite a bit. But reality is, people are utilizing it. I think it is the downfall of us, absolutely. But I can't blame people for falling for it. In the same way as I think the internet was our downfall. Look how much it's used now. I'm literally sitting in front of it right now, as I do most days. We share information on it, we pass information, and we get to call people cunts on it as well. But the reality is, they didn't give it to us for the good of mankind. They gave it to us to fuck us. For us to literally give all our data for them to get into our living rooms, which they are now. We look at Wi-Fi and how they've managed to utilize and advance this technology to the point that Wi-Fi itself can act as a camera. No lens required. Your Wi-Fi is mapping your house. It's mapping where you are, what you're doing. It can see you. It can literally see you. And people are taking their telephones to bed, putting them at the side of them. Now, I stopped this years ago, and I would call anybody doing it a cunt, but my wife does it, so where does that leave it? I can't sit there and argue with a wife. I've begged her not to bring a phone to bed, and she's going to keep bringing a phone to bed. She doesn't even use a phone like most people. She don't go on the internet. She's not an interneter. She gets very few calls. She doesn't use a phone very much. I cannot get her to keep it out of the bedroom. She's not one of these that picks a phone up every 2 minutes. She really isn't. But can I fuckers not get her to keep it out of the bedroom? I stopped all my devices in the bedroom years ago. I used to sit up all night working on the internet and writing paperwork for people. As people know, 7 years of just helping everybody for absolutely nothing. But at the end of it all, you just get called a cunt when you can't do it anymore. Literally 4 fucking heart attacks I had. And after my fourth, my wife begging me to just stop. And I said, I can't stop totally what I do because I've got too much knowledge and people need this knowledge. People need shit. I can't carry on doing what I'm doing. So I had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people on a constant basis coming to me, and I used to take the problems and deal with them. But the minute after I even laid in that hospital bed, I'll start saying, no, I can't keep doing this. Sorry, can't do it. I was a cunt immediately. Immediately, I was the cunt. And still to this day, I fucking had you charge people money. Me. Well, I spent absolutely fucking years not charging people money. And I'll tell you what you get. You get a load of fucking energy vampires who believe that you owe them something because you know something they don't fucking know. And you should do their shit for them, their work, their research. And none of them realize, or none of them care, that they are just one of hundreds of people that are mithering you all day fucking long, never giving you a break. Never ever giving you a break, and to the point you'd have 4 fucking heart attacks for them before you learn this. So you put a paywall up there to prevent it, to slow it down, so only genuine, honest people who actually get this shit come forward. Because all the energy vampires saying you should give everything for free if you know something, it's fucking stupid. What do you do for a living? You're a bricklayer, so you know how to lay bricks, so you should do that for free for everybody. Are you a plumber? So you should go and fix people's pipes for nothing. What is it you do, and why do you get paid for it, but people like me shouldn't get paid for it. No, I'm not out here saying pay me money. You've very, very rarely seen me asking. Well, no, you'll never see me asking anybody for anything. I don't ask people to come to me. I don't offer things. I'm not here saying selling things. I'm just fucking here, and people come to me. If you want my time, yes, you're going to give me a little bit of something for that time, because too much of it gets taken away from me. I don't have the sort of time to give away that would be taken from me if giving everything for free. You can't do that. Imagine what everybody wants. This is what everybody wants in these circumstances, but put yourself in another circumstance. Give yourself a lorry, an articulated lorry full of food, and go out there shouting free food. You've got masses of it. This could feed an army. But that army's going to come, and it's all going to come, and it's all going to be taken. Every last drop of it. There'll be nothing at all left. What do you give when there's nothing left, when the back of the trailer's empty? What do you give then when you've got hundreds of people around you screaming at you to give them? This is disgusting. You should be giving me. You should be. And this is what you get in this fucking world. It's warped. It really is. You've got some people around the internet that realise there has to be a value given to things. There must be an energy exchange. Otherwise, you've just got energy vampires just absolutely draining the shit out of you. It's a bizarre scenario. So when you go into anybody, I don't give a fuck. Don't come to me. Leave me alone. Give me a break. When you go to anybody, just understand there needs to be an energy exchange. When you're listening to these people saying it's disgusting, people charging for shit, just ask them, what do you do for a living? What do you do to put food on your table? And why aren't you doing it for free? Because the people that actually know some shit, they didn't just accumulate it of an evening watching a YouTube video. And if they did watch YouTube videos, they probably watched thousands and thousands of hours of YouTube videos, taking note, researching, cross-referencing, learning, studying the legal and the lawful, studying the legal system as it attacks you, and the lawful system of how to deal with this process, whichever process it is. You've got the holy grails of the world, really serious things, health matters, which I'm dealing with now. Again, like everything, I did everything for free to start off with. I was saying to people, just give me a donation, whatever you feel like. But soon enough, you realise even millionaires were coming to me and giving fuck all, literally draining my fucking energies. And I was fixing them and getting them to a point where they could go on and live a fucking life. You literally, here you go, here's your life that was just about over, and they just get and walk off. Cheers, give you a shot if I need you again. And this is the sort of thing you see. Every aspect of life, if you don't put a value on it, others don't. Now, I was hearing that all the way through when I first started learning shit, and I was helping people, and I ignored it until it fucked me over. And then again, only a couple of years ago when I first started in the health game, I was hearing the same thing. People were saying to me, if you don't put a value on it, they won't. And then I was seeing it firsthand over and over again. People just take. So yes, there's a value on things. So when you find somebody who can do something for you, treat them like you treat the fucking mechanic who's fixing your car. If you're not going to give them anything, you're the cunt, not them. It's not them a cunt expecting something for the time. They're giving it you, and you're not the only one. And there's probably 10 more that day that's going to come and take just as much time as you just did. Now, if you're taking an hour, 2 hours, how do they fit you all in? The only way they can do it is by putting a paywall up there. And if you're one of them cunts that turn around and say, you don't deserve paying, or you're disgusting for charging, you're going to fuck off and give them a break. It's a bizarre world. It really is. Delusions of people, especially within the truth movement, are fucking bizarre. You've got the Trump tards and the Musk tards, and they're just, and this has been a pet bugbear of mine. It's not a hate, but a bugbear. It's something really pathetic that's going on in the world. Whereas there are people who have actually woken up to bullshit. They believe. And I see it all the time. Oh, I woke up in 2020. It's the worst thing I hear. I woke up in 2020, because I would say 80% if not more, of those that woke up in 2020 didn't fucking wake up at all. They just realized there was something wrong there and then jumped into the truth movement and started listening to the Shills. And now they believe they're awake because they love the Shills, and everybody loves the Shill. I see it all the time. The Shills get the algorithms. They talk about the things you love to hear, so you resonate with them and you believe that they are genuine all the fucking time. And I'd love to come on here and fucking name and shame Shills, but there's too fucking many of them. And all it does is creates more fucking wars. And what I'm going to do, war with every fucking on the internet that you've fallen in love with. It's fucking ridiculous. But I see it. I see the Shills that just keep pulling on people onto the YouTube video channels, constantly interviewing new people over and over again, really interesting subjects, just like you need to hear. Some of the people they pull on are okay. Some of the people are genuine. They want the genuine ones, and they want to validate the other Shills as well. So they bring the other Shills on. So you believe that lying cunt in the first place, they bring on another lying cunt, so you believe that lying cunt as well, and before you know it, you believe in all the lying cunts, and you're sitting there telling people like me, oh, I watch so and so, and he's a good one, isn't it? And I sit there going, for fuck's sake, another one that's falling for every bit of bullshit, every fucking twist and turn. It is shocking how many people are falling for literally every fucking thing. Everything. It is bizarre. Politics. There's nothing fucking real about politics at all. Nothing. They are fucking actors, every one of them, playing out a role to fool you into believing that something here's going on when in reality it's going on over there. So if you're falling for them, you're not looking at what's going on over here. And this is the reality. And that's the fiction. It's all fictional. They're literally playing games. They're literally getting you up in arms, jumping up and down, making you believe something, making you angry about something, making you think it's a great time to be alive. But it's all fucking fake. Every bit of it. It's fucking theatre. And yeah, it makes you sound like a fucking nutter when you start saying everything's fake. But it's all fake. They have spent years and years and years building these false narratives. You were starting to get indoctrinated into this fake world the minute you were fucking born, because your parents had already been indoctrinated into it. They've run this system since the last reset and before. But if you think of it from the last reset, they repopulated, they re-educated. You only know what they want you to know. And that goes for 90% of the people, even people like me that are out here looking into the truth movement. Well, who owns the truth movement? They do. Why do they own the truth movement? Because they don't want you to know the truth. So they fill the truth movement with shit. They're Shills, obviously, talking bollocks. So you've got to fall for that shit too. You've got people fighting the law and fighting every aspect. And reality is, the law is a belief system. It's all, everything that you've got in your head is a belief system that the possibility, a very, very strong possibility, you're wrong about. Wrong. No matter how intelligent you are, intelligence doesn't even come into this shit. You think of intelligence being crammed into a box through your education, your school, your universities, your life experiences. You're crammed into these boxes as life goes on, and you're crammed really tightly in there. So you've got this belief system, and you will fight for that belief system and the ones that you believe are decent within that belief system. When reality is, it's a load of bollocks and they're all fooling you. Take that as you will. I don't give a fuck. I see people on both sides of the Trump and Elon Musk argument. Now, I'll keep coming and calling people cunts every now and again for falling for the shit, but I'm not getting into it. I don't give a shit what they say. I keep getting messages off people saying, have you seen what Trump's doing next? Have you seen what he said? I don't give a shit. Do not send me them messages. I do not give a flying fuck what Trump, Elon Musk, Starmer, or any of the fuckers, and Putin, Zelensky, I don't care what any of the actors have to say, Netanyahu. It's all theatre. Every fucking aspect of it is theatre. It's a war for your mind. If everybody went, fuck these theatrics and stop talking about politics, stop getting involved with politics, stop voting for it, stop listening to it, stop looking at the fucking news, it would all go away. It would literally, once the power has gone, or should I say, once the spell is broken, the power has gone. And it absolutely has. But people can't get this shit. It's scratching the old nose again. That one's for you, John. But the reality is, you're falling for every fucking twist and turn. Bitcoin. There's another one. Not just Bitcoin. I always just say Bitcoin when I mean crypto, but crypto, crypt. Look at it. Think of the word crypt. It literally fucking tells you. But everybody's fallen for it. And I've got really good mates that are in up to the fucking neck. And fair play. If people want to get in and get out, as people keep saying, I'll get in, I'll get out at the right time, but I don't see people getting out. I just see people getting in. I don't see anybody pulling out, and they'll be in there, and maybe they'll make some money. It doesn't matter. I was literally pennies. Bitcoin was pennies when I think was it 25p or something like that when people first tried to convince me to get into it. Had no pull on me. And I, like many of other people, could have put £1,000 in it back at the time, and what, I'd be a billionaire now, wouldn't I? I have no fucking care. It wasn't about making the maximum amount of money. I mean, this is the delusion of people again, where they think, like I charge for some things that I do, just like everybody out there. There has a fee for things that they do. When you go to work, you're not doing it for free. What you do on a daily basis for someone else, you don't do for free. But the reality is, we go. I've bounced there, haven't I? I've bounced right off my thought process. But we go through life in the hope you're going to make loads of money and get rich, and it has no fucking point. My paywalls are about keeping control of how busy I am. I won't say keeping control of my time because I've lost control of my time. I don't have any. I'm at it from very early morning until very late night every day. I think most people who actually know me know that of me. But it keeps it just bearable. If there was no paywall, wow, fucking hell, everybody would be there wanting everything of me and I would be having more heart attacks. That's just the way it goes. But I have no fucking interest in becoming rich off the truth movement or the system or any of it. I don't care. I absolutely have no care, and certainly don't care for becoming crypto rich or taking the gamble of it, because it's not about the money for me. It's not about what you could get out of it for me. It's about the principle of what it was, that crypto is the new world order. It's what is going on. It's what's created to actually fall us into the system. It's the carrot that was designed to dangle to get people to come over to cash the systems, and they have, and they've embraced it. And I know so many people that will argue with me, and it doesn't really fucking matter. Anybody who's actually a mate of mine, they will accept my opinion like I accept their opinion. I'll call them a cunt, they'll call me a cunt, and we'll fucking sit and have a chat about something different. If you give a shit about somebody, it doesn't matter if they agree with you or they like what you fucking got to say or not. That matters not one bit. That's the fake internet bullshit. You've got to resonate with everybody. No, no, people do stick with who they resonate with. They get on with who they resonate with, and so we should. But the internet does it in a fake way. I have not many friends. I've literally, you're not going to get off one hand with how many friends, true friends I've got. But every one of them does things that I don't agree with, and I do things that every one of them don't agree with. That's about being called grown up. That is about growing up. You know, your mates can do shit that you don't agree with, and you can tell them you think they're a cunt for that, and they tell you they think you're a cunt for this, and you move on, and you still get on because you're grown up. But the internet teaches you to fucking argue and fight and jump up and down and call each other cunts and take offence at that. Well, there was a day when you could call your mate a cunt, tell him why you're calling him a cunt, and you could go and have a beer. Well, I don't drink anymore, but yeah, it's the same fucking thing. Get over yourself. All this fucking hatred that goes on the internet, and the chances are you're just fighting the fucking bots. More delusions. There's another delusion for you. You're on the internet thinking you've got all these friends, and there's a really high chance that the ones that you think are friends are actually fucking AI bots. It keeps happening. The AI has been creating fake accounts for years and years and years on social media. Actually, creates fake social media platforms. It's not just about the accounts. The platforms are AI platforms. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of them, Telegram, they're AI platforms. They're literally there to suck your data and for you to give all of the information about your daily life, pictures of your children. There's a pet hate of mine. People putting their children on the internet. I think there can't be any higher delusion than that. What's on the internet? First of all, if it's filled with paedophiles looking at your children, that's one aspect of it. What the fuck are you going to show people like that, putting your children in danger for? On the other side of it, you're showing it AI and the system and giving your kids data to the beast then, and you also teaching your children how cool it is to share your AI, share your data with AI, and to give it everything, so the system, the state, can control you harder. It's bizarre. If I were to do it over again at this stage, I think I'd be keeping my kids out of school. Well, that's a given. No chance I would send my children to school. That to me is absolute child abuse, in my opinion. You lot can have your opinion you want, and I know most of you are sending your kids to fucking school, but I bet at the same time you're moaning about what's going on in the school and what they're teaching them and how they're not being taught right, but you're still going to send them to school. Now, before I get to the point where I call you cunts about that, I'm going to walk away from that one because there's too fucking many of you doing it, and it's so fucking alien to what my mind tells me now. Of like, fuck me, people. Imagine going through COVID times, even I'm saying that fucking term now, but imagine going through that fucking fraud when you was all worried about they'll jab your kids at school without your knowledge, but you kept sending your kids to school. What are they doing? What are they teaching them? Teaching them it's okay to identify as a sex that you're not. Actually, actively encouraging it. You think that's all warped, but you're still gonna do it. Hmm. That's one that I don't get. I don't get. And you know why? It's convenience. It's really convenient because you have to, both of you have to go to work to live because you've got things to pay that you shouldn't possibly be paying. Now there's arguments out there, should you or shouldn't you be paying? Well, that's for you to fucking decide. I'm not of this system. I won't be part of this system. Um, I pulled right the fuck away from the system many, many years ago, and I won't pull back into the system for anybody or anything. It's quite a bizarre thing, but people love the servitude. People really do love the servitude, this delusion that the system's there for you. You say that you're awake. Yeah. Anything that I've spoke about here ring true in your head about what you're doing in your life? Are you awake? Are you really awake? Does it fucking matter? Are you a cunt? Am I a cunt? Who's a cunt? Does it fucking matter? What matters is we get through this bullshit. But one thing's for sure, we're not coming together. There is nobody fighting your corner. There's nobody fucking fighting for you. There's nobody about to smash this wide open. There's nobody breaking the system down so they can create a fair system for you. They're breaking the system down So you will accept the new system, and they're breaking it down in a very, very clever way where you will accept the new system. You absolutely will accept it. 99% of you, even the ones jumping around going, I will never. Yes, you fucking will. Absolutely, you will. Most of you fucking took a shot so you could go to fucking Spain when they told you you couldn't go on holiday. All they've got to do is tell you can't do something unless. I'll die first. How many of you really have got the resolve for that? Imagine this. Let me just put a really simple scenario in your head. The chip comes out. Before the chip, actually, let's not even go to the chip because that might be too extreme for some people. Facial recognition. You can't walk into a shop without a digital ID. Now, most of us know digital IDs are coming, so argue that cunt. Like, you can't walk into a shop, you can't get no food, you can't go to work, you can't walk into a hospital, you can't walk into the doctors. You can't have no electricity, you can't have a digital presence, you can't go online, you can't drive a car. Digital ID. Without it, you can't do any of them things. What are you going to do? What are you going to do, really? When you can't get fucking food, what are you going to do? Have you put any thought into that, or are you just leaving it until so you can go, I had to just sign up for the digital ID because otherwise I couldn't feed little Billy and little Sarah? Well, that's the fucking game here. Otherwise, you can't feed your children. You can't feed yourself. And never mind feeding the children. Most people are too selfish to even think about the lines of what's going to happen when they can't feed the children. They're too busy thinking about themselves. But when you can't put no food in your mouth, what are you going to do? Really? You're going to resist? Are you? When the shops won't open the doors for you, what are you going to do? We're talking about surveillance state now. We're talking about the Blade Runner arm of the government, as I call them. You're not ever going to convince me that the ones behind the Blade Runners are not governmental. It's absolute. They've got you concentrating on fucking £15 street cameras, traffic cameras. They've got you concentrating on that shit. Literally, there's more shit hanging on poles out in the streets than fucking 15-minute city digital cameras that are out there to charge you 15 quid to go through, which are ultimately going to turn into the 15-minute cities. But that's not the important thing. Literally every single fucking thing on a pole, in my opinion, needs to be took down. And that's including streetlights now, the shit that they're putting in them fuckers as well. But look into IMSI catchers. They're fucking literally sucking your phones dry. And they're aside of the streets, they're aside of the fucking motorways. You drive past them, literally takes all the data out of your phone. It's already got it. It doesn't matter who you are, what network you've got, what system you've got. You think yours is safe. This one's safe, that one isn't. No, that's the illusion of choice. They've got it all. They've got backdoors into literally fucking everything. They've been sucking your phone dry for years and years and years. Years and years and fucking years. IMSI catchers used to be in a backpack, and they used to take them 10 years ago to fucking protests and just stand there and let the protest come past them. And then was it something like 20,000 phones per minute it could suck dry, or maybe something wrong number there, maybe 2,000 or 5,000, I can't remember, but it's definitely thousands of phones per minute it can suck dry. IMSI catchers can, and that's literally everything, not just the information within it, but also the actual mechanism behind your phone. I'm a technophobe, so basically the operating system, it gets your phone number, it gets your messages, it gets literally every bit of data stored on it, but it can also use your phone. It can send you things, and it can send somebody else something that makes it look like it's come from your phone. This is what IMSI catchers do. They're literally on the side of the streets on poles. And when you think of these boxes on the side of the streets on fucking poles, there's a lot of different ones. Nobody's ever told you what the fuck they are. You've never asked what the fuck they are, or you're in passing, I wonder what's in the one, what that fucking one is. And then you drive on and just forget all about it. But what is it? What is it doing? I guarantee you, nothing's for your fucking good. None of it is. Literally everything they ever gave us is all fucking delusions. You're all fucking suffering from delusions. You use a sat nav. I use a sat nav. That's part of the NWO. It is absolutely there. They're not just telling you where to go, it's telling them where you are every step of the fucking way. Everything they give us is for surveillance or fucking control purposes. Literally everything. Everybody embraces it and runs with it. And this is why I can't go for AI now. Because one, I know it's absolutely for our demise. And two, I know everybody is falling for it and everybody's using it and everybody believes they can control it. No, you can't. You can't. It's absolutely controlling you in just the same way as the internet is all of us. It's one step further. And yeah, I've already bought into the internet. I've been using the internet for years. I've given it lots of my data. It knows lots about me. The system knows lots about me because of it. AI managed to profile me a long time ago, like it has every one of you. I'm not immune to that shit. We're all profiled. And I just want to take it the next step. That's me with AI. And many people do. And like I say, many friends of mine have got AI. Many of them are utilizing it and trying to do as much good with it as possible. I get it. I do. It's just personal choice on me. So if I call you a cunt, get out of your fucking self. Call me a cunt back and move on, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ. Fucking idiots out there. It really is such a fucking shame. It really is. The world is fucked, and the world is fucked through our choices. Bad people offer us really, really bad things, and we take them all the time. The food, people in the truth movement are still queuing up for McDonald's, but I like it. They're feeding it the children, going, oh yeah, little Billy loves it. Not seeing that shit. Know what you're doing? Yeah, and these are the delusions of the world, and the reality is, I could go on for fucking ever on delusions. We're all deluded, and I'm not immune to it. So I'm deluded. I won't say quite as deluded as you, whoever you are. But you might say the same back. Get over it. Like I said, call me a cunt. I'll call you a cunt. We'll have a laugh about it later. But we are all fucking brainwashed, every fucking one of us. But it doesn't mean that because we're all brainwashed, you can or you should just be going through life with your head in the sand saying fuck it and carry on. Nobody's standing up to this shit. Nobody is. It's a real shame. If there's anything ever looks like it's somebody standing up to it or something going on, you'll find out at the top of it, there's a fucking shill. There always is. Ex-copper, there's lots of ex-coppers out there. And to be honest, I know a couple of ex-coppers, and some of them are actually all right. But what I can tell you is the ex-coppers within the truth movement, the ones that are actually running things and shouting things, I don't believe personally they're as ex-system as they would have you believe. Whether they're ex-police or not, I don't know. But are they doing a job? I believe so. Keeping you focused. Most of them are just keeping you focused on the children, because that's the go-to. Do it for the children, the poor children. Oh God, the poor children. I remember when I lived in Cyprus, that children thing. It was how you got anything. Oh, you asked for the children. Oh, yeah, for the children. Then you got it. Anybody said no to anything, you asked for the children. Oh, okay, okay. And then the doors open up, and it's just the same thing as they're doing with the truth movement. These ex-police that are running the truth, their angles of the truth movement about the children. The children is just giving you something to focus on. It really is. It's such a heart-stringing, pot-pulling story. It's always sad, and it always gets you. It'll always get you. It'll get you jumping up and down for the children. Save our children. Save our children. And the entire world needs fucking saving. You know, if you don't save the adults, there aren't going to be any fucking children. Think on what's happening in the world lately. There are not going to be any children. It's in the children we need to focus on. We need to protect them, obviously. If we've got children, protect them, look after them well, stop feeding them toxins and poisonous shit, stop subjecting them to shit. You could say stop sending them to a fucking indoctrination centre, but hey, you're going to do that because otherwise you can't afford to pay your slave fees. It just goes around in a fucking circle. I just, oh my God, the world is fucked. It really is fucked. But you're all brain fucked. We're all brain fucked. Even me, to a degree, I'm brain fucked. I think I've gotten my head to a place where I can live with it. I'm not right about everything. I don't profess to be. I never have. I am just a fella who knows some shit, and that's I've always said it, and I've always meant it. I am absolutely no fucking better than you or anyone else. Well, I won't say anyone else. I think I'm a bit better than the Shills, but there's a lot of them about. But 80% of them, and back to the Shills, you're focusing on Shills, and there's so fucking many of them that have got you wrapped around that cunt. So many of them. I see so many people. I've got to keep doing this, and I don't care what you think I am for doing it. My nose is itching like a fucker. Yeah, I see so many people falling for so many Shills all the time and fighting for them. Uh, I like them. It's not the reason to watch a shill. If you suspect or if somebody tells you they're a shill, don't just dismiss it because you like them. You're supposed to fucking like them. They're literally put in the positions they're in because they're likable, because they're quirky. They've got a character that you resonate to. That's exactly why they do it. That's exactly why they put in them positions, because they'll be liked. And you like them to the point you won't fucking listen anymore. You won't look at it. You're all being led by fucking idiots and shills. The game, the theatrics, the owning of both sides. They do that really, really well. The arguments between the shills online, they own both sides. It's all for theatre. It's all playing a game. You warped. It's all warping you. It is what it is. Listen, like I say, you're fucking deluded. You're all deluded. We're all deluded. I include myself in this. We are all, to a degree. It would be absolutely impossible to get away with this shit without them affecting us. Impossible. So if you think you're above it all, the chances are they've got you more than they've got the others. Recognizing this shit is the only way to navigate it. You need to know, you need to see what's going on. You need to be able to work it out. Everybody's trying to work out their little piece of the truth movement at the minute. When reality, it's the big picture you need to look at. You don't need to be fighting council tax. You don't need to be, anybody who's fighting just one aspect of what's going on is not deluded, in my opinion. The fucking shills, and if they've got you fighting just one aspect of what's going on, that shilling is working. That's exactly what it's designed to do, to get the people to ignore the fact it's a massive picture what's going on, and it's affecting every aspect of life, every single aspect of life. But divided we fall. So if you're just focusing on one little aspect, divided you shall fall. And that, folks, is where I'm going to leave it. Because like I say, on the delusions, we could go on all fucking day. But I'll leave it with just saying this. You're deluded. Ta-da!